Someone asks, what are you looking for? Someone to go out with or someone to come home to? Easy question. I've grown up in 5 towns, 3 countries, and the basements of relatives and missionary supporters in between. In Tanzania, when I left the house, I wrapped a kanga around my waist and switched to Swahili. When my mom substituted for our science teacher, I struggled whether to talk in my British accent or like at home. I learned 2 words quite early, hi and bye. When I met someone new, I knew we might not have much time, so I got close before we were several time zones away and kept in touch because I might lay over in their city someday. Imagine finding someone to come home to. We could get close without fear of being far-flung. I talk fast without translating and learn the language of our love. I wouldn't need a kanga at home because I'd have nothing to hide from him. When I think I have found him, I want to invite him home. First, I will take him to Rock City, where my foundation was built, to the house with curved chaga walls. He can taste a guava from our tree. I will treat him to fresh tilapia as we watch the sunset over Lake Victoria. I will bring him to Claremore Farm in Minnesota. Grandpa can show him the deer tracks and the plane he learned to fly at age 72. Grandma can serve him rhubarb muffins from the garden with a spoon from their world travels. Then he can come to my parents' house, dance with my siblings to Kenyan choirs as we hang ornaments on the tree and fry traditional Christmas cookies. Then I'll visit his shags or wherever he calls his hometowns. I'll laugh at his siblings' stories, smile as his mom shows me his baby photos, learn to cook his favorite food. I'll tease him with nicknames from his childhood playmates and ask him to show me what he loves about this place. And if we feel at home in each other's pasts, we will know we belong in each other's futures too. Then we will build our home together. He will plant vegetables in the garden and I will paint art to hang on the walls. We'll laugh making homemade family recipes in the kitchen. He'll put his arm around my shoulder on the couch and I'll whisper that he's safe to be himself. We'll kiss our children goodnight before bed. And wherever one of us goes, we'll always book a round-trip ticket. And if but if this daydream comes true and I find myself someone to come home to, I remind myself, some days we will just be sharing a house with bills to pay, a pile of dirty dishes, and a toilet that needs fixing again. Sometimes the language from our hearts will shoot darts and we hide behind shields and feel no one cares. The kids will have nightmares and we'll be grumpy because we didn't get enough sleep. There's only one place where every tear will be wiped away. Joyful as it may be, marriage is not heaven. It's not, this person is not my final destination or destiny. It's not fair to force him to be. God's will for my life is so much more than who I marry. God's will for your life is so much more than who you marry. He can introduce me to his relatives and his hometown. I can show him the campgrounds where I've stopped. But ultimately, our father Abraham was a wandering Aramaean. Through all generations, the Lord has been our home. We can pitch a tent at the stopover, but we shouldn't settle and lose sight of the promised land. None of us will ever find home this side of heaven. Even till death do us part will not be permanent enough. We will be longing for an eternal dwelling, as long as we're trapped in this tent of earth and ashes. No mere man can build it for us, but there is someone preparing a room in his homestead already. It's in a shining city. We will be free, finally, the real and true people we were meant to be. We will sing in all the languages of our hearts and feast at the greatest family reunion of all time. So to answer the question, maybe I'm not looking for someone to come home to, but a fellow pilgrim holding the same map to walk alongside to Kisafiri Nyumbani.